The main purpose of a punishment is to avoid the crime or to be committed again, or a broken rule to be broken, again. Capital punishment should be a resort that we have in case it's ever needed, and well, there's always a level for every kind of crime. For example, if you were to make a bad use of your car, like driving inconsiderately or drunk driving or something, if not the government but your parents would take away the privilege of using it. So in this speech, the main purpose is to persuade you of the application of capital punishment. Okay. If capital punishment were to be available, the criminal activities would decrease, and if the murderers or the criminals were to continue, then they would be losing their rights, and it shows that they undervalue the right of life. So if they undervalue or do not appreciate this right, why should they have it? We know that capital punishment has been available or active since way back in time. Like, you could relate with when they used to hang the women that were to practice witchcraft, or they would hang the traitors, or maybe in the guillotine or something. And actually in Britain from 1965 to 1969, the capital punishment was withdrawn, and the criminal records in the whole United Kingdom increased 125%. Okay, so I want to add, not only, like, imagine how not only the victim, how the victim suffered, but imagine the whole family, like the family, friends, and the loved ones. Shouldn't the criminal be punished accordingly? Maybe a lot of people that are religious, or the religious types, would say that this is like not natural or cruel, but couldn't we find in the Bible the phrase an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth? So maybe this is all like there's also a phrase that says that the punishment should fit the crime. And actually there's also a study that says that after a death penalty is applied, the homicides in the US were like diminished by 35% for the first I don't know, month or something, and then it would start growing again. But people say that this could be like a permanent solution, and that it can have a lot of mistakes. And what they mean by this is that there could always be a reason, or the criminal could be innocent, or it could have been framed, and so they say that this could be like cruel, or that it's immoral or something. But here the purpose is not to make the criminal suffer or to torture the murderer or something. The idea is to abolish a threat to society. So, for example, imagine that 8 teenagers were kidnapped by 2 crazy persons, and then after 2 weeks, you find the teenagers in a hotel room with their bodies like massacred and destroyed. Wouldn't you want the criminal to pay for his actions? We shouldn't like spare them the right to live if they commit this kind of crimes. So basically here the idea is to apply the lethal injection, which consists that we would not make them suffer. Like, it's only the same punishment that they caused, like the same thing that they caused, they will receive, but we'll spare them any physical pain. So in conclusion, I would like to say that we should always keep in mind that there's this permanent solution, and that a lot of people are suffering because these people, if we keep them in jail, even though it's even cheaper to just execute them, keeping them in jail maybe even the victim's family are paying the taxes, so they are paying for the food and the shelter that the criminal is receiving. So we should keep in mind that there's this solution, it's a permanent solution, and that we are all worried that these kind of people are moving around in our home cities, and we do not feel secure. So I say that we need to continue supporting the idea of capital punishment, and that continue supporting the idea of capital punishment to serve justice to the people that deserve it. Thank you.